Good day, everyone. Welcome to our deep dive training on Microsoft Fabric, a unified data platform. This platform represents a massive leap forward, simplifying the entire analytics lifecycle for your organization. Over the next session, we will cover 3 core modules. Module 1, Fabric Foundations. We'll start with the architecture and navigation. Module 2, Deep Dive into Workloads. Here, we master the primary tools for data engineering, warehousing, and integration. Module 3, Advanced Optimization and Governance. Finally, we'll look at enterprise-grade security, performance, and deployment. The goal of this first module is to ensure you understand the core architecture and can successfully ingest data into one lake. So, what exactly is Microsoft Fabric? It is a unified SaaS platform for end-to-end analytics. It is lake-centric, built on OneLake, which serves as a single unified data lake for your entire organization. Think of OneLake as the OneDrive for data. It's a single platform that combines all of your data experiences: data engineering, data factory, data warehouse, data science, and Power BI. Crucially, Fabric replaces the complex Azure Synapse and Power BI ecosystem with one simplified product. Let's look at the user experience. The Fabric UX involves navigating different workspaces and specialized experiences like data engineering or data warehouse. OneLake provides that single, logical storage layer for all your data. One of the key features is shortcuts, which allow you to connect to external data sources like S3, ADLS Gen 2, external flat files without moving or duplicating the data. Let's jump into our first demonstration. We will navigate the UX, create a lakehouse, and then add a shortcut to an external data source. For this demonstration, I will walk you through the UX of Microsoft Fabric. First tab is Home tab, where it shows us quick access to the items of our workspaces and offers quick creation of various features of Fabric, like workspace creation, medallion, pre-designed task flow creation, and others. Next is the Workspace tab, where we can see the workspaces we created and the shared workspaces. We can also see the quick access to deployment pipelines and creation of new workspace. On the Create tab, we can see the list of the workloads or Fabric artifacts that we can use on different use case project scenarios. On to the next tab, the OneLake catalog, formerly known as Data Hub. On Explore tab, we can see the list of the lakehouses, warehouses, and other data present on our Fabric capacity. It also allows us to easily find our data warehouses by filtering and searching. The Govern tab shows the Fabric usage insights. It gives us the summary of number of items on the capacity, items you own, number of workspaces, and other insights. Secure tab lets you manage the access and roles of lakehouses, warehouses, SQL databases, and other data warehouses that you own. The Monitor tab lets you see the list of runtimes of all the Fabric active items inside your subscription capacity. You can also access the runtime details of each item, especially those that encounter errors, to perform initial investigation on activity runs. The next tab is Deployment Pipeline tab. This lets you create your deployment pipeline on each project and access the existing deployment pipeline that you created and shared with you. The Real-Time tab is for anything that needs live data, instant analytics, and streaming ingestion. It allows you to capture events the moment they occur and immediately route them into Fabric for processing. You can build dashboards that update within seconds, enabling fast decision-making and operational monitoring. It also supports real-time transformations, alerting, and automated actions so your data products stay continuously up to date. The Workloads tab provides an overview of all Microsoft Fabric workloads running in your capacity. It allows you to monitor resource usage, see which workloads are active, and manage or optimize how each workload consumes capacity. Let's have a quick glimpse and explanation on 3 hidden tabs. The Copilot tab provides AI-driven assistance that helps you generate queries, build reports, and automate common tasks across Microsoft Fabric. The Browse tab functions as your workspace explorer, allowing you to quickly locate, filter, and access all Fabric items such as lakehouses, warehouses, pipelines, and reports. The Functions tab displays reusable logic, such as data transformations, procedures, or notebook functions, that can be called across different Fabric workloads to ensure consistency and efficiency. The bottom toggle lets you switch between Fabric and the classic Power BI view. Fabric shows all Fabric features like Lakehouse, Warehouse, Pipelines, while Power BI shows the traditional setup for reports, datasets, and dashboards. It's a quick way to move between the two environments. Moving on to our next demo, we will create a new lakehouse and then set up a shortcut from our existing lakehouse to this new one. From our development workspace, click New Item at the upper left corner. Select Lakehouse and name it Fabric Training_Lakehouse. Then, click Create to provision the new lakehouse. Now that we have created our lakehouse, let's proceed with creating a shortcut. First, I'll show the source table for our shortcut, which is located in my pre-created lakehouse, sandbox_raw data. We will be sourcing the table Titanic_ with dupes under the WRA schema. Returning to our Fabric Training_Lakehouse, right-click or click the ellipsis on the Tables folder and select New Shortcut. Choose one lake, then select the source lakehouse and the table. Click Next, then Create to finish. Now that the shortcut has been successfully created, let's query it by selecting the top 100 rows from the shortcut table. That wraps up our lakehouse and shortcut demo. Now that we have a lakehouse, let's talk about getting data in. Basic ingestion is typically done using Data Factory with either Pipelines or Dataflow's Gen 2, moving data like CSV or Parquet into the lakehouse. For reporting, Fabric introduces a groundbreaking feature, Direct Lake Mode in Power BI. This mode enables high-performance reporting directly on the Delta tables in one lake, eliminating the need to import or maintain data copies. Let's see this in action. For this demonstration, I will show you how to create a basic data ingestion using a pipeline with Dataflow Gen 2 activity. Our goal is to ingest a sample raw file stored in my SharePoint folder. From our development workspace, click New Item at the upper right corner. Search for Pipeline, select it, and click Create. Let's name it Fabric Training_Pipeline. On the pipeline canvas, you'll see several activity templates for different use case scenarios. For this demo, we will go to the Home tab and select the Dataflow Gen 2 activity. In the General tab, name the activity DataIngestion_DF and add a description. Then, go to the Settings tab, click New under Dataflow, and name it Fabric Training_Dataflow. On the Dataflow canvas, choose Excel as the data source connector. Click Browse OneDrive, then search and select the Excel file, Titanic_with-dupes. Click Next to proceed to the data preview screen, and then click Create to load the data. After that, rename the query to a more descriptive name. Next, let's set up the data destination. Select Lakehouse as the destination. Choose the development workspace, and then pick the correct lakehouse under it. Click Next to proceed to the column mapping. In this dataset, one column, Ticket, appears as unmapped. To fix this, go back to the Data Preview, click the Data Type icon for the Ticket column, and change its data type to text. After updating the data type, reconfigure the data destination and confirm that all columns are now properly mapped. Once everything looks correct, save the data flow. Going back to our pipeline, select the data flow we just created in the Data Flow activity. Save the pipeline. Then click Run. You can monitor the pipeline execution in the Output tab. Once completed, this basic ingestion process will load the raw data from SharePoint into our Lakehouse. In this demo, I will show you how to import data using Direct Lake mode. First, switch your UX view from Fabric to Power BI. On the Create tab, choose OneLake as the data source connector and select the Fabric Training Lakehouse. Since we selected OneLake as our source, it will automatically use Direct Lake as the storage mode. Enter the name of your semantic model. Select the Titanic _ with dupes table and click Confirm to proceed. Let me highlight the difference of traditional storage mode to Direct Lake while we are waiting. Traditional modes like import require scheduled refresh, and Direct Query often runs slower because it queries the source directly. Direct Lake gives you near import performance while reading the data directly from OneLake, meaning no refresh needed and faster analytics. Here in the Semantic Model view, you can also import additional datasets to work with. This is where we perform our data modeling tasks, setting relationships between tables, creating measures and calculations, and much more. Finally, for Module 1, we also cover basic governance. Fabric uses standard workspace roles, including admin with full control, member with publish and manage access, contributor with create, edit, and delete items access, and viewer with limited to read-only permission. Let's jump to our demo. In this demo, I'll show you how to manage workspace access in Microsoft Fabric. Our goal is to grant viewer access to one of our colleagues. First, go to our development workspace and click Manage Access at the top right corner. A panel will appear showing all users and groups that currently have access to the workspace. Next, click Add People or Groups, then enter the email address of the colleague you want to share the workspace with. After that, choose the appropriate role. For this demo, we'll select Viewer and click Add. And that's it. We've successfully granted view-only access to our colleague.